Kag, recently, you know about the whole thing with limited run. Pretty much, they fired one of their employees because they felt like they were under pressure from some person. I forgot their name, Purple Tinker or something like that. Was had reported some earlier tweets that the girl made on this page called the Libs of TikTok, which is actually pretty funny if you've seen that on Twitter. But it's like people keep asking me, over this whole situation. I'm not saying Limited Run handled it like the way they should have. Obviously, I think they shouldn't have fired her for somebody for old tweets or whatever like that. Right. They shouldn't even have gotten involved, unfortunately, but they did, and look what's happened. But people are talking about boycotting them pretty much. Stop buying games from Limited Run. And I did a video on my channel, and I had stuff from different companies. I got stuff from like Strictly Limited. Limited Run was one of them, and First Press Games. I did a video on that, and I was just showing off the items that I got from them. And then one person said, "Oh, Reggie supports Limited Run. Oh, I'm unsubbed from this channel," and that's it. Like, they go to the extreme. These weirdos, they cut their channels for the extreme because they see Limited Run in the title and they just want to get triggered for it. I'm like, damn. I feel like if you don't like Limited Run, if you're mad at them, whatever like that, just don't give them your business, but don't push it on other people. You know what I mean? How do you feel about it, man? Because I felt a kind of way about it. I was like, what the heck, dude? Like, why you come to my channel like trying to harass me?
I think it's sad that, first of all, you've seen this happen in our society over the years, and it's gotten bigger and bigger, right? They tried to go after Kevin Hart for tweets that he did
right before he's about to announce do the Oscars or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think people, if you give them ammunition, they'll load the clip, man, and they'll save it. They won't pull it for years until they feel like it's the right time. But she should be able to express herself. You know what I'm saying? What she said, I mean, I didn't get to see it, but
it wasn't nothing, dude. It was nothing extreme or nothing like that. It was maybe even laughable, but some people didn't feel that way and they wanted to attack. And
yeah, that's unfortunate. She shouldn't have lost her job for it. They could reprimand her or pull her in and talk to her and see like what was going on. But depending, how long that was, people develop, they change, so Limited Run shouldn't have gotten into it at all. And then the people on the internet, they always want to try to just get behind something. Like that individual that said that on your channel, they don't have anything to do with the Limited Run. They probably don't even buy Limited Run. But
yeah, they never even commented on my page before. That was the first time.
Yeah, so they're like, they just want to, be noticed, and it's just sad, man. So I wouldn't even pay any attention about them. Limited Run themselves, honestly, give you tons of reasons not to purchase stuff from them all the time. So to choose this one, to get behind them like this is just like, it's one of those woke moments for the crowd. They just want to be like a part of something. So I think it's pretty bad. But me personally, that didn't make me not want to purchase things from Limited Run. Limited Run made me not want to purchase things from Limited Run.
Exactly. That's why I want people, like, if you don't buy from them, it's because something they did to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I just get tired of funding somebody's future, as I would say it. Because these, especially with Limited Run, I mean, I still have things with them now that still haven't shipped, and it's been over a year.
Really?
So I just started to feel a certain way, like you're allowing me to fund an idea, and that idea may never come through, so that's why I stopped really buying stuff from them, because I'm tired of waiting. If I get something that is Limited Run, when it's available, like on the eBay or something like that, and I can get it within 4 days, then I'll buy it. Did
the Castlevania kind of put a bad taste in your mouth, that collection?
Yeah, Castlevania really did. Actually, it's up here behind me because I bought it. I waited so long for it. When I got it, I was like super happy. Then I went to go show my wife how it works, the light and everything. And I flicked the switch on the side of it, and the switch just fell off. And I was just like, I waited all this time for it to be that cheap. Like the switch that doesn't even work anymore. It's like I had to put it back in there. It's a little silver nodule in there, and if I want to work it, I have to literally take the button off and go in there and flip it and then put it back in there. So I was just like, man, all this time, and it just doesn't even work correctly. So I was pretty upset about that too, man. So
So that was pretty much it. Like that, from that point on, you were pretty much done.
Yeah, because it's just like certain companies, which there's a ton of companies that are set up like limited run, right? But it just seems like limited run is the one you wait the longest for.
Okay.
Now I've done things from other companies, like Pix and Love and Red Art and stuff like that, and it does. They don't seem, you're not waiting a year for a product. Usually like something, so they'll put it up and say they'll put it up in December. You can pre-order in December and you get it in springtime, this upcoming spring. And they're not known to really push things back. And then that quality on the Castlevania, I was kind of done with it after that. I was like, all right, limited run. I'm not giving you any more money right now.
Did John say anything about the collector's edition? Because I know he got it too.
You know what? I don't think he said anything. I don't even know if John actually opened his. I think he did get it, but I don't think he opened the big one.
Well, we probably should let him know that, hey, he probably should let it go because it might be messed up.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna tell him, because last time we were streaming, I don't think he actually heard what I was saying. So I'm gonna let him know about that and see if he wants to open it and check it out, he can, but maybe he'll just get rid of it behind that. Mm-hmm. But I was just like so disappointed, man, because the thing looks good, and you want to be able to like the things you buy from limited run are showpieces, right? So you want to show it to people when they come over your house or friends and family. Like, look at this cool thing for this game, Castlevania, because I love Castlevania all my life, right? So you want to show it to them. You want it to work, but when you go to show it to somebody and it falls apart, that's like right in front of you, it takes away like
the moment, man. It's like, oh, let's show them something cool, and it's all busted up.
Yeah, and then you go to flip it and the button falls off, and they're looking at you like, womp womp womp.
Did you try to return it to limited run, or you just cut your loss?
I didn't even reach out to him, man, because I waited over a year for it already. To have to go through mailing it back to him or even being disappointed. I don't even know how their return process is. So
some people have had some things to say about it. I know of, so not very good things, but that's from a couple people's experience. But just going back to the whole situation with them though, and how people are feeling about them. People are like really like kind of circling around them like buzzards, because they got their comments locked on Twitter. People can't comment on it, and I feel like they should have just made a statement. They don't. I guess you think it'd be worse if they try to say we apologize, we made a mistake, because then I guess that would put them on the grounds to be sued. But then again, the girl can't sue them because in North Carolina, I believe it's a state where you can get fired for like pretty much anything. You can't really. I forgot what it's called. Maybe somebody in the comments could let me know. But their comments are still turned off because people are still feeling all kind of ways, and they're probably going to end up leaving it like that because people are just going to keep talking about this situation.
I think that as big as limited run is, they can put a little bit of effort. They have a law team, lawyers, right? Go to them and say, hey, we want to make this right. What can we say? What can't we say? How can we position this to make it right? And then come out and make it right. Show people that, you're a human and you have a heart. That goes a long way. But when you speak to people,
Yeah, but doing that is kind of like an admission of guilt, though, in a way. So
that's okay. We make mistakes.
Okay.
Big companies make mistakes all the time, and either you eat it or you don't. Because like, there was something that happened. I can't recall the full thing, but something that happened at a Starbucks. I do remember something happened at Starbucks where like they kicked out some guys or something, or some altercation or whatever that happened inside the Starbucks or whatever. And the CEO came out and apologized, and made it right. And that made them not lose millions of customers. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just got to speak up and hey, we handled this poorly. We're going to sit down with the employee and we're going to try to work this out and try to come to a conclusion. We jumped to conclusions on whatever it was, this, that, and the third, and we're going to handle it in-house privately and just leave it like that. First of all, never make your business public, because that wasn't that big to have to make it public, where people, like millions of people, a lot of people wouldn't even have known about it. but you made it bigger than it had to be.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they got in their feelings about somebody like. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess they just don't want no any negative press or whatever like that. So they got spooked and they jumped to a reaction. Um, I feel like, and here's another thing too. So as far as people saying boycott, limited run or don't buy from them anymore, how many of you think those people are going to stick to their guns? To be honest with you, the way a lot of these gamers are, man.
Man, people say a lot of things in public, and I'll have a whole limited run collection behind closed doors, and you would never know about it. So I don't really care what people say about that because they're going to do what they want to do anyways, and people change their minds. It's like a spur of the moment thing. Like we live in a time where like our lives are run by headlines and tweets, and we get behind them for the moment, and then 20 days later, we no longer even follow it. It's because it was put in your headline or your tweeter, and it's all over social media that you're following it. But 30 days later, you don't even think about it. You can just think about all the things that have happened, with the numerous things that, shootings and all types of stuff, right? 30 days later, nobody's talking about it.
Right.
There's no traction at all because that's all we care about is hashtags and timelines. That's it. And if it ain't in our timeline or it's not a hashtag and it's not, trending, no one cares. So give it, what are we, 2nd of February right now? March 1st, no one's gonna be talking about it.
That's what I figured too. Usually this type of stuff blows by like 2 weeks or whatever like that. No one's talking about it. They moved on to the next thing they could bite into. So maybe that happened like you said. Me personally, boycotting a company because of something they did, I get where people are coming from, but I'll boycott whoever I want, for my own reasons, not because of something they did or whatever like that. I don't think it's right. But me personally, the only time I actually buy stuff from Limited Run is when it's at a store, like where I can like walk in a retail store like Best Buy. Oh, this is a game I've been wanting to play this. I'll pick it up or whatever like that. Or even some stuff on Amazon sometimes like that. So, but I don't order from the site. I stopped doing that years ago because I thought it was BS waking up in the morning. Me and my buddy Gerald just wake up early in the morning to try to make our pre-orders for whatever game they had coming out. Hated that shit because, it disturbed your sleep cycle. So we were doing that for a while. And one day, I forgot, Limited Run put out some game. And we're like, dude, what are we doing, man? We can't be doing this crap, man. This is terrible. So we stopped doing it. And that was it. That was years ago. Yeah. They're going to events like a Game On Expo, a Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I see the Limited Run employees there. They're very polite. They're very informative. I'll go up and ask them about a game, but that doesn't mean I'm going to buy the game or whatever like that. I make that choice myself. So I go off how people have treated me when it comes to like purchasing. Their employees have been nothing but kind to me at the shows.
And when people get this mob mentality, right, and they get behind something and they try to go after companies or whatever, you also have to think about a couple of things, man. The amount of people that you could potentially hurt because one CEO may have made a decision or one bad manager made a decision. Yeah. Everybody in that company and everybody behind the situation aren't bad. Right. We're people, and people are the ones who make those decisions, right? Individuals usually make those decisions. We don't know how that was handled behind closed doors after it happened. We don't know the apologies. We don't know, the severance pay she may have got, whatever. They could have made it right. Yeah, it's none of our business, really.
There you go. That's exactly what I was saying. That's what I was thinking because I saw her interview on Tucker Carlson's show, and she didn't even say Limited Run's name. She just said she got fired for the reason that we talked about, and they kind of like went back and forth about it, but Limited Run wasn't mentioned. So I feel like they might have made it right with her, and, she's ready to move on, which is fine, But a lot of people don't think like that. They think like, oh no, they did her wrong, and this is over with. So
I've learned, Reggie, that. I don't know how Limited Run is ran, but from experience, for example, say you have an employee, they work at a Walmart, they work at a Target, whatever, right? It's that management team and that store that handles the situation as to why they get fired. Now, employees will try to say, oh, Walmart or Target ain't crap, right? And I always say, well, is it the company is not crap or what happened to you individually? Because your situation is an individual situation.
Right.
And I think Limited Run is probably big enough that they have, several hundred or maybe 1,000 employees, right? So every individual situation is different. So I'm not taking up for Limited Run, but I do know that individuals handle those situations. So it ain't my business. Like, I didn't really know about it until it hit the internet. You know what I'm saying? And people really started talking about it. I'm like, who cares, man? Like, let her handle the situation. Maybe she's going to come out better off. They're going to, but now that people talk about it, maybe she came out better off with a bigger paycheck, a bigger payout, or whatever,
Yeah, she's got to do interviews and stuff like that, build her Twitter and maybe even her Twitch account and everything. So, she looks like she's moving on, which is good for her, but I'm just, like I said, we talked about earlier, I'm just wondering when the whole Limited Run thing healing will actually start, or will just happen out of nowhere. People just forget, you think about early March or whatever like that. But
yeah, because I don't think in our society that things last long enough. People just move on, man.
But we're talking about certain gamers though, man. They hold on to stuff forever. Like you could be 3 years from now, someone's bringing it up this issue with her again, like it happened yesterday.
But they didn't want to support Limited Run in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, you give people more ammunition to let you go. You already have this feeling about something, and you're like teetering on if I want to stop supporting them. And now you just have enough to stop supporting them. So it was just enough to drive you away.
Right.
This would have not driven me away. Limited Run drove me away themselves. Because of the weight, me funding their future without having an immediate, feel of satisfaction. So I just got tired of that, period. And then kind of like what you said, Reggie, waking up and trying to get something and the bots jumping in there and you're on the website 2 hours before clicking, and then it says sold out,
Yeah, and then they have it locked until a certain time. So it's like, man, okay.
The frustration is what drove me away from them, man. So I just wish they would say, hey, this is the product that we're going to release. This is the date we're going to release it. We'll have it available that day. And when it's sold out, we ship a week later. They're big enough that they can do that. But they're afraid of having stock they can't sell. It's all
any kind of loss, pretty much.
It's all about money, man.
I get you. So all in all, with this whole situation, was wrong what they did to that girl. But I think everybody's able to move on and, be better or whatever like that. Not be better, but you know what I'm saying? She's able to move on and do better things or whatever. Am I going to boycott Limited Run? I barely even buy stuff from them, so I don't know if it would be considered boycotting them. If I start, you know what I'm saying? It's here and there, but it may not look like that because when I show pickups videos, I'm throwing all kind of stuff in there. But if I see something I want from them, I'll pick it up. Simple as that. There's not much stuff that I pick up from Limited Run, just to let people know that. So people ask me, will I boycott them? And hopefully that answers your question. Kag, after the Castlevania thing, you were kind of done, so I don't know how you feel.
I was kind of done with that. And then also look at the implications of not buying something. I mean, who are you really hurting, right? Because these companies that made these games allow Limited Run to do it, and some of the stuff that they do make haven't seen a physical copy in a long time or never saw a physical copy. So if you start boycotting companies like that behind, situations like that, you may never get some of the stuff that you want. Me personally, I'm not boycotting them. I'm just not buying their product a year in advance. If it hits eBay or I find it, like you said, in Best Buy or something, I'll buy it. But you're not going to hold on to my money for 12 months. So I can get it a year later. I'm kind of annoyed like that. Like I want instant gratification, man. So like, just imagine you went to McDonald's and you said, let me get that quarter pounder. And they're like, all right, no problem. They take your $7 or $8 and they're like, come back in a year and get it and you'll be okay.